Welcome to the Fatherhood News Podcast. Please follow us here and subscribe to us on YouTube for your daily news headlines of all the news from the fatherhood space in Elite Dangerous. Here are today's headlines on the 16th of November 3306. Good evening, I am Hannah Williams.
And I am Jim Cooper.
We start today's program with the complete and total collapse of the United Botaba Council. This council that is headed by the Fatherhood has today seen 4 factions withdrew from it. This was done as a show of defiance against the announced coalition of the Fatherhood, Revolutionary Botaba Progressive Party and Bureau of Botaba that would give that coalition a 55% majority vote on all bills on the floor. Soon after the early end of the weekly meeting, many factions' forces began to gather and civilians have been told to evacuate major population centers across the star system. The Fatherhood News will be reporting live from the Botaba star system all this week as this situation evolves.
GD69 League have dominated the forces of purple transport industry, crushing them into submission with very little casualty loss, and have gained Cooper Enterprise and Uchalu Roja. This came at a cost in their war with Kier Dynamic Company and Gertrude, with a major conflict zone falling to the forces of Kier Dynamic Company. However, reinforcement are on the way and the might of GD69 League continue to march in the fatherhood space unchecked.
Social Manamaya Democrats' iconic Mini Horizons is yet again in turmoil today, and war may be only a cycle away.
Why can't they leave us alone? Every week we are at war, lasers and cannon fire over our heads night and day. How can our children live like this? We just want peace. We don't care who is in government. Call an election and we will vote. Why do you have to kill each other? I swear this cursed land will never see peace.
In related news, Fortuna Life Company have said they hope to keep civilian casualties to the risk acceptance level of 3.5% of total population.
Following the intervention by the Manamaya noblemen despite protest from the Fatherhood, the Green Party of Zasha and Labay State Holdings are once again in a ceasefire. Conflict zones are still active. However, they are only in a pattern-holding phase with no commanders engaging in any combat activities. The Fatherhood have voiced concerns over this ceasefire and its lack of transparency as to what is being negotiated, but they do welcome peace once again to this star system.
Shetty Democrats have hosted a power-sharing deal between themselves and Shetty Jet Transport Incorporated in the Great Palace. Lawyers for both sides have been working for a number of cycles now to iron out a deal that will end the civil war in Shetty and unite both native factions to control the health vertical within the Shetty Star system by complete dominance of White Pond Hospital and the Specialist Rehabilitation Center that is housed in Corzin City.
New V491 per se law party attack on the Camus Remembrance Theatre has been met with a formal defense by the LHS 1681 Confederacy, with spokesperson for the Confederacy saying that they will not allow the law party to desecrate their historic theater.
This theater was erected in honor of all our fallen commanders, and we will defend it to our last commander. We may be engaged in 3 other wars, but our defense will hold against these heretics that claim the law is on their side. We may not be native to this star system, but it is our home and we will never leave.
After this short break, we will be back with the latest in election news.
Hello, Bartholomew Hargreaves III here. And after a hard week of black box retrieval missions, bounty hunting, there's nothing more I like than putting the old girl on Super Cruise Assist, dipping into the cargo rack for a bottle of liquor, and letting Kaizen and the team at Elite Week take me away from my troubles of the galaxy. With their weekly Friday night podcast, that is my source for news, reviews, and interviews in the Elite Dangerous Galaxy, highlighting the best our galaxy has to offer. So why not catch them on YouTube/Elite Week, and also on Anchor FM. Just search for Elite Week.
In Antobri today, after their win of slim chromium drilling, the social DP Camela Pardalis Values Party are once again challenged for this platform, this time in an election with Green Party of Antobri that have staked the control of Wolf Ring to trigger this election. Elections will start later this week, and the Fatherhood will bring you a daily update on this highly coveted prize.
The election for the planetary settlement of Jones Prospect Inland is now in the grips of an ugly election. LFT 269 Corp have already started their smear campaign against Arnemil Systems, claiming that they have stolen proprietary code from a number of factions, and that they even helped the Empire. Arnemil Systems has refuted these claims and have said that LFT 269 Corp have been using Jones Prospect to experiment on humans to develop a virus that only they can cure. The Fatherhood News would like to say there is no evidence of any of this. We hope this will not be the shape of elections within the Lone Star system.
LHS 1848 State Incorporated have won the first 2 days of the election for Yang Camp, yet this is not going to be a one-sided election. The fleet of the SDKM 1-616 Allied Limited came back strong, and data was flowing via a young volunteer force that used the ASP Explorers to shuttle wave upon waves of poll data. This race is too close to call.
Blue Life Systems lose another day of election to Orion Space Security Force in their hostile takeover bid of Nye Settlement. Accusations of corruption and voter intimidation are being investigated by the Remines Crimson Federal Industries Electoral Commission, but as of yet they have refused to comment on this ongoing investigation.
In business news, the Conference of Anarchy was held over the weekend with 16 anarchy factions, hosted at BD Plus 69238 Posse Compound in Iron Hill Camp to unite the factions and address the number of bus states that they are combating. Our undercover reporters managed to record this speech that was given in the conference that could have dire consequences for the whole of the Fatherhood star system.
For too long we have been oppressed, pushed down and forced to beg for handouts from the Fatherhood, the GD69 League and others for our survival. But I say to you all, no more. The suffering ends now. I pledge the family of Ashandras and our resources to end every bus state that is suffered by my brother anarchist. We will no longer support the wars of the privileged elite. Our children will not die for their glory.
The event ended with flak fire being fired around Iron Camp. We reached out to the Fatherhood for a comment, but they have refused to issue a statement at this time.
So are you looking forward to reporting live from Bodaba this week, Hannah?
I am. I was told I shouldn't leave our studio here in Schwanport, but I will not miss this historic event. I am sure our security forces will keep us safe.
The situation with Hotpoint has escalated, I see.
Yes, I can't say any more on this, so I think we should leave it there. For the Fatherhood News, I have been Hannah Williams.
And I have been Jim Cooper. Remember, don't dream of the stars, fly amongst them. Thank you and good night.